Welcome to Turning the Page. I'm host Donnie Morse of Confetti Antiques and Books. And today we have a wonderful story and a wonderful author, Lee Baker, with us today. Lee, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
Lee's written a story that is just for the Christmas season called A Christmas Carol, called Humbug. Lee, before we get to your book, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, writing's always been my thing. I started out as a screenwriter. When I was in college, I did an internship with Miramax Films. I went out to LA, worked there for a while, and really got to learn how to write screenplays. After that, I came back. I finished school here. Actually, from Utah, so I went to BYU for a year and a half, then finished up at the University of Utah, and so I am a Utah boy.
You're what I call a BYU.
I am. I have a good advantage on both sides, you know, north or south, Wasatch Front. But then I went back to LA. I worked at Once Upon a Time Films. I lived out there for about 8 years. Got married in Los Angeles, but in my heart I am from Utah. And so when I was married and we were expecting our first, we came back here. But writing has always been my passion, and when I came back here, I partnered up with a gentleman named Steven Zabiskie, and we have a company called Sandman Studios, which does animation and visual effects and those kind of things for feature films.
Oh, really?
And yeah.
What are some of the films that you've worked on?
Recently, we did Disney's Race to Witch Mountain.
Oh, okay.
So we did visual effects in that one. We did The Game Plan. There was a part where Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was playing himself as a video game player, doing a Madden video game, and so we did that video game for them. We also did Pushing Daisies. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, the TV show.
The TV show. So we built the whole set of Warner Brothers in 3D for that one.
Well, it sounds like you were pretty busy.
Yeah, it does get quite busy. But the great thing is we have amazing artists. We have incredible artists, and they make it easy. So, you know, a project comes past us and it goes to the artists and they just make you look great. So
you were busy, but your passion was still writing.
Always been writing. And so what happened was Steve and I were talking one day, and he just said, you know what, we need a Christmas story. And then it just sunk in. I thought, well, that's a great idea. And I've always loved Ebenezer Scrooge. And how he says humbug, and everybody in the world knows humbug from Scrooge. And so as I thought about that, I thought, well, everyone knows it, but what are they? What are the humbugs? And that's where the story came from.
Well, let me interrupt there. In fact, Ebenezer Scrooge actually wrote the foreword, or gave his approval of this book, Humbug, A Christmas Carol. So he says humbug a lot.
He does, and yeah, you'll have to read the foreword. It's really quite great. He doesn't believe in humbugs, but he did write a foreword for us.
Okay.
But the humbugs are magical little bugs, and their humming attracts the magical reindeer of Santa. And so as we were developing this, you know, in the film industry, when you're developing a film project, they call it in development, and you start doing the artwork, and that's what our artists are very good at. And so we started doing it for our own project. And as we started doing it for our own project, which was Humbug, which I had written, we just thought, you know, how great is this? Let's just have them actually fully illustrate it, and we'll put it out as a book. And that was kind of the seeds of how Humbug started. So
did you and your partner come up with the story together then, or had you already had the story before that, or?
I created it in my mind. It was actually, he spawned the idea, just saying that we need a Christmas story. But then I spawned the idea and created the humbugs, and then wrote the story. And
is it one of those projects that came together like over a weekend, or did you actually?
You know, it really almost the story was kind of like inspiration. You know, I've had scripts that have taken 5 years to write, and this one I wrote the whole story in about a week and a half, and it just hasn't changed much in the book form. I mean, it just came right out, and every moment that I sat down, it just flowed. And it's just a fun, wonderful story. It's one of those that you just kind of attribute to inspiration rather than sitting down and working hard at it like you usually do.
So was it a passion?
It was, and it is, and Christmas has always been a passion for me. I love Christmas. I love the time of year, and the idea of contributing to Christmas has been great. And you know, this is the second season with the book, and last year it went very well, and we got a lot of letters. We got letters from, you know, school teachers and children and people that had used this to make Humbug cookies on the night before Christmas, and just, you know, fun things like that. And so it's been great to actually be a part of Christmas and a part of some people's Christmas. And you know, I guess closest to me is my own children. I have 4 children and one on the way, but they love the Humbugs, and it's really fun to see them, and they talk about them and really like the story. This is my favorite time of year as well. I struggle after the 1st of October to put up my Christmas tree. My wife says, no, you gotta wait till after Thanksgiving, but I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to start playing Christmas music well into July. And my wife is constantly saying, no, you gotta wait. There's just something magical about Christmas, about, you know, caring about other people and about thinking about, you know, sharing or giving, and I don't know, just the special time of year. See, and I think that's great too, and that's one thing that this book emphasizes. I mean, the people in the story are cold and frozen and have no Christmas and no giving and no sharing, and this cold town of Winterton hasn't had Christmas for over 100 years. Lee, let's stop right there and talking about the cold, frozen town of Winterton, and let's go to commercial break. When we get back, we'll show the people some more wonderful illustrations of Winterton and the wonderful characters of the story. We'll be right back.